Okay, go to YouTube. Okay, so go to YouTube.
It's just showing 27 now.
Should be when it says school board meeting.
Let me close out of Facebook. Go back into this.
You on Facebook or YouTube?
No, Facebook. It just says school meeting.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
Starting out with the seasoning, we're using a coating of
Okay, Tim, if you still hear the voice.
mustard to make sure all of the
That's like a delay.
Secret Service vehicle stuff.
It's just like
Do you hear anything now? Or the mic's on?
it's just delayed. It's just delayed because you just went off again.
Okay. Hold on. Shoot.
No, that's what I was saying. Do you want to do that?
Okay, we got it. Go to your PowerPoint. No.
Scroll up and go over. The slideshow's right above.
Okay.
Most gracious eternal Father, we thank you, Lord, this evening. We thank you, Lord, for the blessings and the guidance throughout this day. Father, we ask your guidance and strength as we go through this meeting on tonight. Lord, we ask your blessing upon each session, each member, each guy that we need on your authority. Lord, we hope that we pray that all this will be done according to your will. Now, we just thank you, Lord, for the blessing of the school year, for all the children and educators that have achieved this year. Now, Lord, we ask your blessing upon them and those who have graduated. Father, we ask your guidance and blessing upon them as they continue on the further course. So, Master, we ask all these blessings in Son Jesus' name. Pray. Thank you for it. Amen. Yeah, roll.
President Case, Vice President Cook,
Present.
Mrs. Bro? Yes. Mr. Crib?
Here.
Mr. Hughes? Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams?
Item B, approval for minutes of April 14, 2025, regular board meeting. Can I get a motion? Motion approved. Get a second? Been moved and seconded. Any questions from the audience? No questions? Then bring back to the board for the vote. Roll call.
Mr. Crib?
Yes.
Ms. Bro? Yes. Mr. Hughes? Ms. Mitchell? Yes. Dr. Williams? Dr. Cook?
Yes. Motion passed. Item C, consider motion to approve of the student parent handbook updates recommended by the discipline committee. Can I get a motion? Have a second. Look. Motion second, and then see. Any questions from the floor? No questions from the floor? Board? Can I get a vote?
Roll call vote? Mr. Crib? Ms. Bro? What are we voting on? Oh, yes. Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams? Dr. Cook?
Yes. Motion is carried. Item D, new business. Number one, consider a motion to approval for adopting millage for 2025. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Get a second. Motion is second, as you will see. Anything from the floor?
Be resolved that the following villages are hereby levied on the 2025 tax roll on all properties subject to taxation by Bogalusa City Schools of the parish of Washington, Louisiana.
This is a window that was.
Given additional support for construction, maintaining, operating, and improving public elementary and secondary schools, 22.050. Support paying salaries and benefits for all school personnel, 11.99. Constitutional tax, 6.430. Maintenance of schools, 7.75. Improving, maintaining, and operating schools, 3.110. Maintenance and operations, 5.020. Given additional support for current operations of public and secondary, 6.400. Be it further resolved that the proper administrative officials of the parish of Washington, state of Louisiana, be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as herein above set forth upon the assessment roll of the said parish for the year 2025, and to make the collection of the taxes imposed for and on behalf of the taxing authority according to law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection therefore shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law. The foregoing resolution was read in full, the roll was called on the adoption thereof, and the following votes adopted the resolution.
Can I ask a question, Mr. President?
Yes.
On this, Franklin gets part of this money, don't they? Not this one, okay. That's it.
Any questions? Have a roll call, please.
Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Ms. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Cook?
Motion is carried. Item number 2, consider motion for approval of discard system fixed assets. Ms. Walker, you explain it.
You had in your folder, there was some assets in, special population that always, confused with them. This is one sheet. It's probably stuck in between your other folders. The pink folders I gave you on the other night.
Oh, well, I don't have that.
Y'all want a copy? It's one of those sheets.
Thank you. Motion. So moved. Second. Motion accepted. Take it from the floor. Vote.
Roll call vote. Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Ms. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Cook?
Yes. Item number 3, consider a motion to approve Carl Riggs and Ingram audit engagement letter 3-year contract 2025, 2026, and 2027. What, just explain?
In your folders, on Monday night, I gave you the contract for our, auditors, and, we don't have one set for this year, so we have a 25, 26.
I move we accept the motion as read.
Second.
Second.
From the floor. Take a roll call.
Roll call vote. Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Ms. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams? Dr. Cook?
Yes. Item number 4, consider a motion to approve to take quick action and with request to adopting a resolution providing a canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held in Bogalusa School District of the Parish of Washington, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, May the 3rd, 2025, to authorize the renewal of the special tax claim.
Saturday read. So it's a little bit, and this is canvassing the votes, election, we have to canvass them and send them to the state. So it lets them know how many votes was cast, how many yeas, how many nays, and we have this property verbal to send to the, Secretary of State in the, trustee office. We're gonna put this tax back on the book for 10 more years, the one we just voted on. So I have to read the resolution. I'm gonna try to read it. The following resolution was authored by, a resolution providing for the canvassing returns and declaring the results of the special election held in Bogalusa School District of the Parish of Washington, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, to authorize the renewal of the special tax variance. Be it resolved by the Bogalusa School Board of the Parish of Washington, State of Louisiana, the governing authority, acting as the governing authority of the Bogalusa School District of the Parish of Washington, State of Louisiana. Section 1, canvass. The governing authority does now proceed in open and public session to examine the official tabulations of votes cast at the special election held in Bogalusa School District of the Parish of Washington, State of Louisiana, on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, to authorize the renewal of a special tax therein pursuant to the following proposition. The proposition reads: shall Bogalusa School District of the Parish of Washington, State of Louisiana, continue to levy a special tax of 6.43 mills on all property subject to taxation within the district, an estimated $819,000 reasonably expected at that time to be collected from the levy of the tax for an entire year, for the period of 10 years, beginning with the year 26 and ending with the year 2035, for the purpose of giving additional support for the current operations of the public elementary and secondary schools in the district, as authorized by Article 8, Section 13C of the Constitution of the State of Louisiana, 1974, and other constitutional Section 2, election results. According to the official certified tabulation of votes cast at said election, there was a total of 710 votes cast in favor of the proposition and a total of 236 votes cast against the proposition, resulting in the majority of 474 votes cast in favor of the proposition. The proposition was therefore duly carried by a majority of the votes cast by the qualified electors voting at the election. Section 3, promulgation of election results. The results of the said election shall be promulgated by the publication in the manner provided by law after receipt from the Secretary of State office of the actual cost of the election as required by 18-1292 of the Louisiana Revised Statute of 1960 as amended. Section 4, declaration. The forewarned results of the election are hereby declared by this governing authority and shall be published as required by law. Section 5, process verbal of the canvass of returns of the election shall be made, and a certified copy thereof shall be forwarded to the Secretary of State, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who shall record the same in her office, and another certified copy thereof shall be forwarded to the clerk of courts and ex officio recorder of the mortgages in and for the parish of Washington, who shall record the same in the mortgage records of said parish, and another copy thereof shall be retained in the archives of this governing authority. The resolution has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon was as follows.
Have a motion? Any questions? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Ms. Ross? Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams? Dr. Cook?
Yes. Motion carried. Number 5, on section G, consider motion to approve April 30, 2025 revised budget financial statement, general fund, food service, special revenue, and school activities.
I move we accept the motion as read and the documentation as received at the committee.
I second.
Roll call.
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Ms. Ross? Yes. Ms. Mitchell? Yes. Dr. Williams? Dr. Cook?
Yes. So moved. Item number 6, consider motion for approval to abolish maintenance transportation supervisor position. Come from our superintendent.
Board members, I know you all had some concerns about the maintenance team and being supervised. Me and Ms. Walker have already discussed how we're gonna, address that. The plan is to eventually hire a foreman that's on the ground every day in the field with the team. We already have some ideas who that person could be that's already on the team. And work that plan. Ms. Walker and I pretty much handle the contracts with companies and stuff. This team will be supervising the daily activity and obtaining the maintenance of our students. So they'll be under the direction of Ms. Walker's department, but I also work closely with them too to make sure we get things done this school, as we see needs.
Well, I mean, I didn't think we were supervisors, maybe you and Ms. Walker know best. But anyway, and then you say you're gonna hire a maintenance person that's gonna be in charge. Well, can't you put something on there to say that? Cause right here it doesn't say that. So if you decide that you don't wanna do it, you don't have to do it.
Well, so the team that they have, we'll elevate one of them to be the foreman of the team.
I understand that, but you don't want that on here. All you have on here is that we're gonna get rid of the supervisor. You don't have that we're gonna hire somebody else.
No, one of the guys on the team, we'll make him like the team lead. You'll be in charge of the team, so he'll be the de facto supervisor of the team. This won't be here in the central office.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying, you don't have to have that in here, you just do it.
We can assign someone that's already on the team to lead, no, we don't have, it's not a new position.
Okay, well, if you're gonna be a team leader, you have to go in, and that's a good position.
Not necessarily, we just put him over the team.
Okay.
positions are already included in our manual. Uh, What is the purpose for actually abolishing a position? As a superintendent, can just choose not to fill that supervisor position?
That is a choice.
I mean, I just don't understand abolishing a position, and then it's 6 months down the road or a year down the road, you gotta go back through the process of recreating it or adopting it. You know, if you have somebody in there or making changes to put them in supervisory position. Yeah, and I understand that, you know, as a superintendent, you know, daily operations, that's your thing. But, and I know that we have, well, people within our maintenance group that are capable of being a job foreman, a site foreman, or whatever, with something that they're familiar with, and that they've probably worked on several times already, you know, in their tenure. But I just don't see the reason for just abolishing the position. It's your choice not to fill it. That's my comment.
But I do have a plan. I've kind of discussed it with Ms. Walker, for some reorganization later, but it's timing, so I do have a plan for the supervisors of several departments down the road, but I just haven't disclosed it.
Any comments? Have a motion?
I will make a motion, knowing that we can, if this doesn't work out, we can fix this, and I trust in our leadership, and with that in mind, I so move.
Motion is second. Roll call. On the question? Any questions? Sorry. Roll call.
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel,
No.
Ms. Rowe,
Abstain.
Ms. Mitchell, Dr. Williams,
Yes.
Dr. Cook.
Yes.
Deputy Hayes. You have to make.
It's majority of the board. Take action to bring to you. Correct. Motion moved. Motion's been moved.
Yeah, Ms. Rowe, you wanna amend your vote? Is what
I
you're saying?
really do.
I don't think it's gonna affect the outcome, but I think if you wanna put on record your vote, I think we can, or someone else would make a motion to have a revote. And the second and approve that, and we can have a revote.
Well, I'll make a motion that we revote.
And then technically, that's what you have to ask, for any action, you have to authorize the vote.
Any comments from the floor? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel,
No.
Ms. Rowe,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
Dr. Williams,
Yes.
Dr. Cook.
Yes. So
And that was technically just to have a
Have a
revote.
vote.
So now we're going to revote on this motion. So
Yes, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
In the process of voting like that, doesn't an abstain, isn't that the same thing as a yes vote?
No, it's not, neither a yes nor no. It's an abstention, so it doesn't count on either side.
That's not a yes, no.
I just read something about that.
You can't find something that you don't know.
And so we just need to call for a new motion to vote on this item again.
They have a motion to consider item number 6, consider the motion for approval to abolish maintenance transportation supervisor position.
Move to approve.
Comments on the floor? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel,
No.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell, Dr. Williams,
Yes.
Dr. Cook.
Yes. So moved. Item number 7, consider a motion for approval to abolish the technology supervisor position.
Board member, when I came to Bogalusa, we did not currently have that position, supervisor. We did not have a
Shirley
supervisor.
was a supervisor of technology too. That's what she was. She was supervisor of technology and Taiwan. Is that wrong or right? She was a supervisor. She did both of them, Dr. Ernst. I know because I was here.
So we separated it.
You must, yeah, you separated. But she was a supervisor.
Okay, we separated it.
Okay.
And then
Created supervisor position.
created a position of his own.
Yes, sir.
So in the absence of the leader, the board has, not the board, the technology team has been working very well together. They've been accomplishing a lot of tasks. Therefore, I don't see a superintendent there's ever need for a supervisor of technology. Ms. Andrew Chazon and Ms. Mia and Zachnam, they kind of all work together and they have their expertise in different areas. So they are getting the job done. Currently, right now, with me leading them, and I don't have a technology background. They're educating me and they're getting things done. So I have the confidence in that team to continue that work.
Well, Dr. Ernst, I just can't go along with it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because technology is 20th century thing. And it's growing and growing and growing and growing. And every type of job you're in, I don't care where you work, they have to use some type of technology. And I know you're aware of the general things. And these people that are doing the work, I applaud them and for doing, for keeping things going. But they are not knowledgeable of all the things that need to be done. Can any of them go back and rewire or rework this building if they had to? I mean, there are some things that they just can't do, and we need somebody with expertise who has some background knowledge and education in that. And I know a lot about it because I had a son that was in technology. They have to go through a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of training. There are different types, where you can even have to go. Some of them had to go out of the country if they wanted to get technology for the whole, United States and that type of thing. To me, and you know what, Doctor, you're putting too much on yourself, and you're putting too much on Miss Walker. Y'all gonna be over everything. You just can't do it all. You have to trust people, and you have to have them trained and believe them and give them a chance. It's just too much. Everything that doesn't work, you and Miss Walker's over.
So we receive E-rate funds from the government.
Mm-hmm.
And with those E-rate funds, we have to bid out for companies that can come in and do that infrastructure work. It used to be Hunt Technologies, and now it's ICT. So when it comes to networking and all that wiring and stuff, they are contracted, and E-rate pays 90% of their contracting work, 90%. So some of it. So if it's a $10,000 job, E-rate pays $9,000. We got to pay $1,000. But we do have people on the team, like Central the other day, we got a text from the company, we got a problem with our internet and our tour. I called the team, Zachman got on it, they ran the wires, they set up the internet, and I believe, I don't know how you did check that today. So they ran the wiring for that. We have stuff in this office that need rerouting. We have a team that does that. I do send them to conferences, Ms. Mia, Ms. the other ladies to conference to learn all the new technology when it comes to in the classroom. So we have a system in place, and it's currently working for us. So I would just like to continue that.
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I understand that we do have E-rate. We've had E-rate ever since I've been here. But why waste that money on E-rate when you could hire a person that gets a regular salary and they could take care of all of that? Because E-rate is, I mean, those prices when they come out, they are expensive. And I just feel like you could use that money on something else. We don't have to use it on people coming to wire or fix things when we got somebody in the system who can already fix it. That's just my own personal opinion.
Did we have a technology supervisor when you had to get this company to, this E-rate to come in and do all this?
Yes,
Actually, before I got here, Ms. Gill did it, but
and she did, yeah.
since I got here, Ms. Mia at the high school, who's working with the high school teachers, she does the E-rate contracts. And she's not a supervisor, but she does the E-rate contracts. She bids them out, and they have to come in and present, and then she develops a team and they select who we going with.
Can I get a motion?
So with the same thinking as in mind for the previous issue, and that is I trust our leadership, our superintendent. If this doesn't work out, then we'll just have to revisit this.
Congressman Ford. Roll call?
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel,
No.
Ms. Grove,
No,
Ms. Mitchell, Dr. Williams,
Yes.
Dr. Cook.
Yes. So moved. Item number 8.
well, what is it? Did it pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, vote.
Okay.
It was both,
It's
3-8.
majority of the present.
It was 2.
I thought you had to have a pool.
We do have to.
Yeah, that's not how to, this, listen, let me finish, please. I'm talking about out of the 7 members. I'm not talking about out of the rooms. If it's just one that's here, is that the way it works?
Correct.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Item number 8, consider a motion to approve a one-time copier lease for the superintendent's office. Can I get a motion?
Second.
No, no,
Oh,
decision.
I'll move we accept the motion as read.
Second.
Congressman Ford. Roll call?
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel,
Yes.
Ms. Grove,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell, Dr. Williams,
Yes.
Dr. Cook.
Yes. Item number 9, consider a motion for approval of severance agreement. Can I get a motion?
Can somebody explain that to the people?
This is where we went to executive session and
Oh, okay, okay, I got
talked
it.
about.
Okay. I got it.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the floor? Roll call?
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel,
Yes.
Ms. Grove,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell, Dr. Williams,
Yes.
Dr. Cook.
Yes. Item number 10, consider a motion for approval of the resolution authorizing the superintendent to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Washington Parish Sheriff's Office to allocate resources to assist the Washington Sheriff's Unity Camp to promote youth unity, safety, life skills, and drug awareness in Washington Parish.
I move we accept the motion as read.
Well, the second, I'll second the for the office for public comment, just to give you a quick update. I talked to the sheriff's office today again. If you recall, this is the camp they're gonna put on. Bogalusa will be responsible, for feeding breakfast to the kids. They'll also be responsible for transportation, except for all the expenses associated with the transportation will be covered by the sheriff's department. So fuel, paying the bus drivers is covered in the sheriff's office. Sheriff's office will be providing insurance for the event. So it's just basically getting our kids to and from high school, providing buses and trucks. I was in contact with the sheriff's office again today. They do not have a fair agreement finalized yet. I'm actually going to be taking, it sounds like a larger role of getting that done, push that through. But this is just a motion to authorize the superintendent to enter into that agreement. And I left, they provided me with a little flyer for each of you. I left at your desk just to give you some additional information.
These kids are gonna come from all over Washington, right?
Correct.
And the camp is gonna be in town,
Correct, at Pine High School.
and we got to throw the field.
Pardon?
Well, we gotta do breakfast. That's what I'm asking.
Our
Oh, just our kids, they didn't make it clear.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was all people, all the people, it's just for the people.
Well, I think Washington Parish is handling lunch for all the kids.
And we doing the.
You guys, breakfast.
We doing the whole.
For who?
For the camp.
For the camp itself.
Oh, so that's everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, we got you.
And the reason we did that, Mr. Crowe, because we wanted to get our reimbursement,
Yeah.
because if not, they would have received our reimbursement at Pine School, so, but so hopefully we could have took the lunch. I tried to send the lunch with me, but she wouldn't let me send the lunch.
Well, I'm glad you explained it, cause I don't wanna just make a fool out of us.
I see. They were gonna do breakfast and lunch, but I told them that we were missing our reimbursement, so could we do all kids on outside? So, I want to make sure Ms. Christie said, with our reimbursement. I wish we could see all of them, that's just all. But we're gonna do breakfast. So we gotta pick them up and take them out there and get breakfast, and they get lunch.
So I'm confused on that though, so we would feed all the children
From Bogalusa.
from Bogalusa. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought you said all the children.
That's what we got. Pine, wherever they come from, West Ray, and it's, over that area, whatever. Whatever the area they come from. Okay, Pine is gonna have breakfast also, but we chose to choose feed our own. Yeah, we get our. Hopefully, so, they said it's gonna be a low amount of kids, so hopefully we'll, because I think we, right now, tentatively, we're looking at $5, but we're not really sure yet. So we're working on the numbers.
comments from the floor. Roll call.
Roll call vote, Mr. Creel?
Yes.
Ms. Grove? Ms. Mitchell? Dr. Williams? Dr. Cook?
Yes. Item number E, superintendent's report.
Wait, before you do it, I have something I need to see if you can do. Why did you have to vote on none when you abstained if y'all said you already got four? I don't get it. I just wanna be clear so I don't be making the same mistake twice. When you voted the last time, I abstained, I said, no, y'all, you didn't have to do it, but the first time, you did. I don't get, can somebody explain it to me?
Yes, ma'am. You said you wanted to change your vote.
I understand that, but if it wasn't gonna make any difference, you raised your hand.
I disagree. I mean, I agree, it wasn't gonna make a difference, but you just, for your purposes to be on record, the way you wanted to vote, I felt like it was important for you to be on record as either a mayor or.
Okay, thank you.
Item number E, superintendent's report.
All right, good evening, board, office workers, community. I have a couple of reports. We have two individuals who are gonna come up and explain some things that's going on. You can advance that slide, Mr. Ewell. So first I have, that one. Mrs. Moses, our counselor at Bogalusa High School. Do you have Mrs. Burton with you? All right, well, Ms. Moses is gonna come up and talk about the STEM Institute participants. We were approached by Southeastern several months ago about including some of our kids in their STEM academy. It was 15 students total for Washington Parish, but because we participated in the summer program where we sent some kids, they allowed us 10 spots and gave Washington Parish back. So I think that says a lot about Bowling City Schools and our students. So I'm gonna let Ms. Moses discuss that, and also the counseling department and some things that's going on there. Thank you.
To our board, our family guests, our friends, and forward their meeting. My name is Tanya Moses, and I'm here to do as the superintendent said, to present to you information as it relates to the STEM and what's happening in guidance at Bogalusa High School. I was informed back in December of a STEM camp that was going on for our kids at Southeastern. Dr. Troy Williams, who's instructor of physics over there, is heading that operation, and he and Dr. I believe it's Dr. Cruz, I don't know if he had agreed, the grant was approved for us to go. It is an entirely free service to our students and to Bogalusa City. 10 students were selected, 8 are attending. Ms. Burton and I have worked together to different times to chaperone that event. She chaperoned a few visits, and I chaperoned some of the others. It's on Saturdays. Started February the 22nd, and the last visit with chaperone is Saturday, which Ms. Burton and I both will be attending. And then there will be a summer residential program that will consist of an entire week of STEM information for our students at Southeastern. They will pick them up, take them there, they will reside there and eat and sleep at Southeastern for an entire week. And at the end of the STEM program, each will receive a $500 stipend. Again, at no cost to Bogalusa City. I have had the opportunity to go with these students, and it has been a phenomenal opportunity for our kids. They pick us up. We don't do anything but just show up. There's another parish that's a part of that, out of the city of Vacherie, and it's about 30 students. We only had 10 slots, so we tried to get our 10. Our students are well behaved. They're getting great information. I have watched them learn things about physics that they did not know. Some of these students are 10th grade. 2 are seniors who just graduated, and 1 is in the 11th grade, and they are all in. They enjoy going. Dr. Troy, as they call him, has broken it down so much so that I'm sitting there and I'm writing down notes, and I'm finding out what volume and all these things are, and the formulas that it takes to make the items that they're making. At present, they are working on wind turbines, and he's showing them how to do it, and they're actually engaged in making it happen. They're getting the formulas together. They're using all of the equipment that he has given them to use, and it's just a great opportunity to see them working with other college students on how to make wind turbines. The final product is to be a wind turbine that each group will make. So they've learned how to make the machines. They've learned how to find out the volume and all those other things of the machine, and now they're making the paddles that it takes for the turbine to work. And they've learned how wind affects a turbine, and they know now when they see wind wheels how the paddles have to be positioned so that those turbines will actually flow. The last thing I'd like to say about that is that those same kids came pretty quiet and withdrawn. They were, I could see some with the shoulders raised over, and as if they were afraid to take part. But now, I see the confidence, I see the excitement, I see them actually engaged, I can see them asking questions, I see them talking to each other,
moving about the room, learning how to do those things, and it excites me because some of these kids are 10th grade, and a lot of them don't have all of the math skills that the seniors that we carry with us, and yet they are engaged and they understand and they're appreciating what they're learning. So it's been a very worthwhile camp, and I'm praying that another grant is made so that we can get involved in it again next year and hopefully have more students. So I thank you, Dr. Hurst, for bringing that to my attention so that we could get involved. The other thing you have, and well,
Can I interject for a second? You know, for graduation, we had an issue with the ranking of our transcript. So the process is you send your transcripts to the state, and they go through them, they check them for any deficiencies, and they send them back for us to correct. We send them back, they check again, they send them back, and it's a process. I admit you kind of started late, I took all of that, that's why I was kind of late getting the rankings done, but we wanted to make sure it was done correctly. And it's as simple as a letter in a student's name may be capitalized on the transcript, but not on the birth certificate. It could be the number in the social security numbers off from the transcript and what the state has. Those are a lot of technical issues that and we're developing a process that when we get there, we should have all of those technical issues. But I'm gonna let this Moses kind of expound on that.
well, the transcript, again, as you say, is a process. And basically what happens when you send those transcripts up, they're looking at everything. They're very meticulous in what they look for, whether or not a student was actually given a dual enrollment credit for a course. If that student if the state course codes are the same, why is this course has the same course code? We need to change that to something that's different, such as the case of PE. If PE has the same course code, then it has to change. You have to change the PE to match a different course code, so you can't have a duplicate. Things like that. It was, and those are things that, as counselors, you don't see automatically when you're looking at a transcript. So it took a lot of work for us to do. Again, we did start late and for various reasons, but we got it done. We got it done in a timely manner before graduation. And I think the public didn't understand and I know they don't understand the process because it is a process and it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. But once they're clean and the state approves it, they're certified, and there is not anything you can do or say about them because they are perfect. So I applaud our department in getting them done, and the people who helped us, especially Ms. Burton. She is a whiz when it comes to J Campus and all the goings on with it. And she's not here tonight, but I know I sing her praises because I know that if she were not there, we would not have gotten things done in the time that we did. So it was work, but it was well worth it because we got done and we made sure that all of our graduates were prepared to graduate, and we had a 99% graduation rate. Of the 104 seniors, there was one who came to us in March out of Hammond and was unable to graduate in Hammond and was unable to graduate with us. There was another who had insufficient NEET scores, so she's taking it this summer, and we're hopeful that she will pass it. The other one, we did not know until the teacher told us that they were not graduating because they are NEET Connect students, and as a result, they can stay until they're 21, and that student was, I think, 18, and so she informed us, that teacher, that she would not graduate until next year. So I say that to say that we had issues with those kids not graduating, but there were some that phenomenally were able to graduate this year, and we were positive that happened. Ms. Bergman and I. The other thing, and I will say this, part of that process is the auditing that we do in the beginning of the year. Now, I came on board in July. I came on July 10th. And the people, or the individuals who were here in my absence after the current or the past principal and council left, audited those transcripts going in. And that's what allowed me to move quickly in getting surveys done, because the transcripts were audited. So this year, I've taken it upon myself to audit next year's seniors to make sure that we don't have that problem again next year. As they always say, when you know better, you should do better. And so that's what we've done.
Let me expound a scale of scheduling. You came in July and the schedules were not ready because of the transition.
Okay.
Schedules are usually done in
High school.
for high school.
We start in February, March.
Yeah.
So we pretty much should be done around March.
And when students leave for the summer, they should know what their classes they are taking. That has not always been the process, and we're trying to clean that up. And matter of fact, I asked my student advisory council on Tuesday about that process, and they said yes. This is the first time they've been asked about their schedule, what they want to take, and because of that, they're more appreciative. So thank you for calling those students in and staying on them and making sure that they fill out the class. They got to take the classes that they need, but they also have to so they get to select, and it makes the process easy.
So they've given me their requests are in, and I'm auditing seniors so that there are no mistakes and that there are no duplications. And we're also cleaning up on the front end the transcripts now that we know what the state is looking for, so that on the back end we don't have the same mistakes we had this year. So that's being done as well. Lumberjack Lounge. Well, most of you.
Can you explain the ranking class when it comes to transcripts and when the state certifies it? Can you explain that?
Okay.
I think there was a lot of misinformation about that. So I think it bears to be explained.
When the state certifies the transcript, they give you a list of ranks. There's a local rank, there is a regents rank, there's a tops rank, and then there's an overall rank. And they're all listed on that transcript. And the tops rank is based on students who complete those 19 core credits under the top core curriculum. And they don't count PE. You know, they don't count some of your other electives. They only count 19 core credits. And that's usually your for English, your for math, your for science, your for social studies, your foreign languages, those are, and your art. So those 19 core credits are what's counted for the TOPS GPA. For the Regents GPA, it's a little different because the Regents is looking for the minimum standard that colleges are expecting students to have in order to attend their universities. So it may be a slight difference in the TOPS. Local will be the GPA that we have based on all of the classes they've taken since 8th grade. So if they had an 8th grade health class and they went all the way to their senior year. Ma'am?
It's 8th grade now, the transcript, I thought it was not.
It is, but if there's an 8th grade course on the transcript that's certified, that's on there, it's counted. Yeah.
But I just heard you say 8th grade, and I thought they were using 8th grade.
No, that we're not. And usually it's just 1 8th grade class, and it's usually like health. Right. Okay. It's not really a lot. So all that it ties into the overall GPA. And I think our public was concerned because they didn't know what their ranking was, and they didn't know where their child fit. Well, we couldn't do anything about that until the state cleaned up the transcripts and got them back from the state. So there was anything we could do about that. And I explained that to several parents that again, that formula changed because we, if you recall, the state, the governor, changed the grading scale. So, for example, 100 to 90 is an A now. When we were in school, I think it was 100 to 94.9. Yes, so
So that has changed before, right? It just changed.
yeah, well, now it's changed, and this is standard now, and so that changed the ranking. You know, so there was a new formula for the ranking, and then what we did here as a district, we went from one whole Carnegie unit to halves. So you could take English 1 the first semester, which is like the A part of English 1, then you get a half credit for that. And then the English B, 1B class is the second semester, you get a half credit for it. So the changing of all of that affected ranking, and as a result, like I said, a lot of people were concerned and upset, and rightly so, but some of that was out of our control. We couldn't do anything about that.
Dual enrollment classes, how do they figure in?
They do cause the GPA lower, depending on the grade. Because it counts more. They have, I think it's 3 on the college level, but it's still 1 for Carnegie. And okay, so I'm shifting. Oh, am I able to shift now?
Yeah.
Okay, shifting. Lumberjack Lounge. All right. As you can see, some of you have known me a very long time. Some of you just met me. Well, I am not new to Wilmington City Schools. However, when I walked into the guidance department, it looked like it looked years ago. And so we decided that Wilmington High School guidance department needs to change. If everything else is changing, then so should it. And so as a result, we came up with an idea that is slowly but surely coming to fruition, and that is the Lumberjack Lounge. What is the Lumberjack Lounge? It will be a place in the same location as the guidance department is, but it will look differently. It will have 2 TVs. One will be for virtual tours of college campuses. The other one will be for live streaming of graduation, events that happen on campus. If there's a prom, if there's a beta honors night, whatever there is, that'll be on that other TV. And sometimes it'll just be still shots of people and events on campus.
Well, with this being here,
Ma'am, ma'am,
with this, we heard that.
well, this, well, no, we're not showing regular TV. If we show regular TV, it's like the news, okay? If you ever come through guidance and the TV is on, it may be live news from ABC or NBC or CBS, but that's it. We don't really try to get into that kind of thing. In addition to that, there's been some painting. We're waiting on All-Star Graphics to wrap the big wall on the west side of the building. They're going to make it, they're going to wrap it, and it's going to be called Lumberjack Lounge. On the north side, and I'm looking because I got to remember what's north, south, east, and west. On the north side of the building, we have an accent wall that's gold, and that's going to have pennants of as many colleges and universities that I can get. So far, I have about 12 pennants. So if your school is not represented, and some of yours aren't, please give us so we can put it on the wall and
asking your question is very.
I'm sorry.
Rose says she's asking you a question.
I don't know.
Do you have Dillard University?
Yes,
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. Yeah. I have dinner, but I don't have supper.
I'm offended, baby, I am offended.
What I contacted every school that our kids are pre-reading to attend, and I asked them, and I told them why I wanted a Pennant. And I did not get one from Southern University, nor did I get one from Grambling State.
Oh, wait a minute. Say less.
Southeastern has given us one, and we have, and my own alma mater, Tuskegee, has given us one. So I'm just saying, if you wanna be shown, and you want us to see you, give us a pen.
Must been a deal to grab and answer the phone at Southern
Well, the rest of the area, the area is now carpeted. And we have a large sofa there, we're getting some chairs, we're gonna get, some little decorative pieces, bean bags, we're gonna change that big bar that you see that has the desk behind it. All of that's gonna be taken away. We're moving some of the old files that are in the vault to a classroom on campus where only the lead custodian and the principal will have a key to. Those will be those old, and I'm saying old because if you graduated from Wilson High School in 1969, those records are in that vault. So we're moving those old records and putting them in a classroom so that we can put and current student files in the vault. Why are we doing that? Because on that area that we used to have where the bar is, we're gonna put the carpet down and we're gonna put down a long table, rolling chairs so our students can use their Chromebooks to work and guidance, but they won't have access to student records. So they're gonna be in the vault. So the table, there'll be two tables on the exit wall. They're coming from another company. They're gonna have the school logo on them, and that's to let our students use that time, as I said, as a lounge. Just so our kids can see a different place, something new, something fresh, an idea that gives them the feel of a college-like situation without being on a college campus. And we just felt that it was necessary to do that. If you're gonna change everything else around you, it does not make sense to leave everything else the same. And so, as much as we all are changing, whether we like it or not, we're changing. Well, the lumber or guidance department or now the Lumberjack Lounge needs to change. The names change. Once we're done, we're gonna have Dr. Hurst, Ms. Blackman Stokes, we're gonna do a ribbon cutting. Mr. Chad's already been alerted. The band's gonna be playing cheerleaders, paper dolls, and we invite you all to come and be with us. We're gonna have some light refreshments in there after it's over, and that's for a grand reopening of what we call now the Lumberjack Lounge. And that's it.
I just want to add to Ms. Moses, y'all did great, but I don't want y'all not to give credit to Ms. Kay Krill because she worked really, really hard. Because I was looking forward, and she was over there at high school all day and all night. So I have to give credit where credit's due. So help with that process as well.
Ms. Creel, without her, it probably would not have started. She knows it. She knows what to expect, and she knows how to fix it. But in fairness to her, she allowed us to do it because she said it is a guidance responsibility, and so we did it. But I applaud her because she came to us selflessly and said, okay, I'm gonna sit here with you and I'm gonna walk you through it. In my 30-some years in counseling, I never had to do it because Loretta Bird, God rest her soul, did it for me. When I worked in St. Tammany Parish, there was a counselor there that knew how to do it. She did it. So I never had to do it until this year. But be it known, next year, you will see a difference.
We have two pendants. You want me to get, Tanya, what color did they send you? The blue, or you want me to get the one with the white on the blue?
Now, you can get whichever one, and the big, I have a small one.
Oh, we're gonna go.
I need a big one.
We gotta go big.
So, again, y'all send me your pens.
Yeah.
Miss Moses, that email you sent me today is put on hold until I see a
Oh. You were something along.
Alright.
Waiting on you. Just waiting on you.
Thank you, Ms. Moses, and your team, Ms. Creel. Ms. Tillman? Ms. Tillman's gonna discuss the Summer Learning Institute, summer school update, and summer reading, which just sitting in graduating, they thought about it, and said, let's try to push this out.
Let me do a proper greeting. So, good evening, Vice President Dr. Cook, Superintendent Hurst, and all of our exemplary board members, to all of my colleagues, teammates, to the community that are here and far away. Thank you so much for tuning in. So it's a good day to be in Bogalusa. So actually, I wanted to sort of piggyback on what Ms. Moses said about shifting, because that is our new theme for next year. Will be about shifting mindsets and accelerating excellence. So we're all in that same vein right now. So we know that we don't want learning to be stagnant. So I'm going to talk first about what we're doing for our students over the summer. So we want to, and I'll be brief. So we want to make certain that, again, that learning is not stagnant. So we want to ensure that we provide the supports that students need as a bridge from the end of this school year in order to bridge them to the next academic school year. Here was the challenge. Because we don't have ESSER funding, there are constraints with federal funds as well. We had to be very intentional and strategic about who we selected, how to attend or participate in summer school or summer learning, as well as who we selected as teachers to provide that instruction. So as a result, we made a decision to provide those students that had the greatest needs. So we're looking at our tier 2 students, the lowest tier 2. So that means they're not quite at grade level, as well as our tier 3 students. So they were given invitations in order to attend and participate in our summer school, summer learning program. And so we have some students, a very small population that's coming from BIRD. So we have some kindergarten and some first grade students, as well as we have our 2nd and 5th at Central. And then for our high school, we have 6 through 12 students that will be participating. So in terms of our summer school, summer learning program, we're going to offer just core content. In the past, when we had just an insurmountable amount of funds, we were able to do all of these differentiated activities with students. But now, because we've had to condense the schedule, meaning we will go Monday through Thursday, 8 to 12, so it's half day, only for 3 weeks. It starts June 2nd through, and it'll carry on through June 18th. We, again, had to be very strategic, so we're only offering the core content, which is the OLA, math, science, and social studies in some aspects. We will provide transportation. We will feed our students as well, so they will receive breakfast and lunch. So that's the gist of our summer school, summer learning program. All right, so yes, sir.
And this is just, I understand funds are limited, and we do have to make changes, we do have to adjust. But is it any way, maybe not this year, because I know you already have the plans. I like the idea, we try to bring the little kids up to their level, but I also would like to see some real high school, just a group of high schools that, so they can even be higher than what they were, which would help our test scores and everything. Just a small group of them too would be excellent.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And we definitely put a plan together with those 2 young kids.
That would be good, they have some kids that's, making good grades and.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I know you can't do it this year, but maybe next year. Yeah.
Conservative.
Okay, I understand.
But we can definitely do that. I love that. So what's the leadership. So, again, learning can't be stagnant. including from your homes. So we want to make sure that during the summer, we continue to provide that professional learning for our school leaders as well as our district leaders. It also gives us an opportunity to collaborate about new ideas and to get us on the same page in terms of our strategic planning so that we can have a successful school opening. And so we're having what's called the Summer Learning for Leaders Conference. So that's just for our district leaders, our school leaders as well, so that we consist of principals, assistant principals, coaches, disciplinarians, anyone who leads on a school level in terms of that instructional leadership team. And so what will happen is that's going to be the first week in June, so June 2nd through June 5th. And there's a spectrum of activities that we will engage the participants in. So for day one, that Monday would be specifically on curriculum instruction. It aligns directly to our strategic plan, which states that rigor is a challenge for us. So getting those students to the rigor or the expectation of standards, we have to make sure we focus on. So that would be day one. Day two will be specifically around those special populations. So how do we make sure that we're supporting our special education population as well as our 504 students? Day three will be around federal programs. And so we will talk about the funding. How do we use our funding sources effectively? And then that last day will be about operations as well as some SEO work. And then the biggest piece of that will be about planning for the school opening. So we're really excited about kicking that off. In terms of who actually facilitates and leads, we will lead ourselves. Because as the district leaders, we need to make sure that we're doing the heavy lifting. And we want to model what that looks like for our leaders. So we're excited about that. So we also have, I wanted to mention, the Washington Parish Library Summer Series with you. So I was able to speak with our library system here in Bogalusa. And they said they've been doing this program for 30 years. And where they're doing a summer reading program. And if you look in your packets as well as the public, I do have some handouts from them. So each week there's a theme. I want to say that the theme this year for the library is Color Our World. And so what they do, and this is free of charge for students. So any Bogalusa student can actually appear and participate at our local branch right by the high school. And then you can see that the schedule is here. We're going to have presenters to actually facilitate just engaging opportunities around literacy for our students. There's also a competition for students to read at least 5 books at the minimum. Here's what we're going to do to sort of partner with them is the students that actually participate and they receive a certificate that they completed the program, we will offer students or give a prize to them when school opens. So we felt like that is going to not only just push kids to actually continue to read and build those literacy and vocabulary skills, but also kids will themselves. So that's what we're going to do to promote literacy, to continue that. The last thing I wanted to tell you about was I'm excited about this, and I wanted to give a shout out to Miss Gill, Michelle Gill, and Miss Keisha Ward in terms of the mini camp, the CTE mini camp for our 5th and our 6th grade students. So after we complete the actual summer school summer learning, we're going to have a 2-day mini camp for our 5th and 6th grade students around careers and STEM, because that's the wave of the future. And so as a result, kids are going to have these hands-on opportunities from 8 to 12, June 25th through June 26th. We're going to make sure all the flyers go out. We're going to post it on our website. We're going to push this out, make sure we push this out to parents. And so this is yet another opportunity during the summer that students can be engaged in learning. So we've offered a spectrum of things and tried to be as strategic as possible, but we tried to offer as much as we could for our students because we know that they need and deserve something much. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, sir.
In this mini camp,
Mm-hmm.
do you have an idea of the numbers of students, or is this going to be a sign-up thing?
So we're going to have students to sign up. If we could take most of our kids, we would love to have as many as possible. And so it's all hands on deck. We're going to make sure, that we're providing the instruction and the support. Even in central office, some of us are going to be volunteering to run those sessions for students. It's all about us modeling first. We just go first. That's my all. I've always said that.
That's good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so just to wrap up, so next time some important dates. Central Elementary promotion ceremony is May 28th, 10 o'clock, right in this Otis. Our last day for students is the 29th, last day for students is the 30th. And on the 30th at Cassidy Park, we have our end of the year celebration and closing ceremony, which is sponsored by J Campus, who is sponsoring the entire event. So we invited the board members to have crawfish music, give a bingo routine, they have a family feud or talent show. So it's gonna be a day of when teachers check out at 12, they're gonna come to the park and relax for the rest of the day, and everything will be free. June 2nd through the 4th, the Summer Learning Institute, and June 2nd through the 18th, the summer school. And like I like to end, next slide, Zach, if you will. Thank you for Ward 4 voters for your continued support of BCS schools with a 75% pass rate of the last tax. So employees, thank you for everything you did to get the word out. So give yourself a round of applause. Next slide. This is the board attending the LSBA convention, going to the state capitol to lobby for public education. Because if we don't show up, they'll think we don't care and stuff will just pass. And because we do this, we have within the LSBA, they have a committee that go and lobby. We have a lobbyist that go talk to lawmakers on our behalf. Some we win, some we don't. But if we don't go, we won't win any. So that's what the board members fighting for you in public education. Next slide. Here's our graduation was very nice. Even Bird and Bird was short and sweet and to the point, but both of them were real nice. So thank you, Ms. Stokes and Ms. Jefferson. Ms. Otis, coming to you next.
Come on, Wednesday.
Next slide. So these are the STEM scholars that are going to Southeastern. These are the students that are going to Southeastern, and experiences like this, I'll be honest, when I was in high school, I had opportunities across the summer to attend camps at universities, Southern University, of course. Yeah. So that got me, as a young child, I knew I wasn't going but one place, and that was Southern University. But it was camps, it wasn't STEM back then, but it was camps like this that got my interest into college. So we have to expose our students to as many camps on college campuses as possible. Whether it be North Shore, Southern, LSU. So next slide. And this is my student advisory council. I met with them. They told me of some of the successes that they saw this year, but they also gave me some recommendations for next year. And I'm going to share that with the principals. And I promised those students that we're going to have a plan in place with their recommendations. So they're counting on me to make sure this happens. So school leaders, I'm counting on you not to disappoint my students about me. So I'll be coming to you about that. Next slide. And today, the Lumberjack Battalion, there's so much going on at high school. Every time I pass through, they got something going on. This is the Lumberjack Battalion organization. They have a lot of competitions out there with the students. Stopped out for a second, the students have a blast. So it's things like this that give our students a high school experience. Next slide. And that's it. Thank you. That's the end of my report. Thank you. Yeah, people progressing this 10 minutes.
So we have a community parent informational night on next Tuesday, is that the 27th? From 4:30 to 5:30 here at the board meeting, specifically about the people progression plan, which is the way we retain and promote students and place students. We use this opportunity to tell parents in the community about just updates from Bessie, as well as any proposed recommendations from the schools. And so if you want to come out, join us to provide feedback. You have an opportunity to write down your feedback during the meeting, and then that way we can take that information to the actual people progression committee, and and then bring that before the board. So that was my announcement.
Thank you. Board members? Comments from board members?
I'd like to, say to the other board members that voted differently than I pay attention to them, and I don't do my first like. First of all, second of all, one of those pictures up there that
I don't like
you
this.
saw with,
I don't
what'd you
like
say,
that.
Ms. Rose?
I said, I don't like that, because you voted yes and I voted no, you gonna give me some criticism on why I voted no. I could give you some on why you voted yes.
No.
People vote the way they wanna vote, nobody tells me how to vote.
I'm saying it in a kindness.
I don't even know why you had to bring it
In
up.
an empathetic way.
Well, don't be empathetic,
Okay. All
I don't like that.
right. Okay.
Everybody has their own opinion,
Right.
and you have to respect that.
That's what I am respecting. That's what I made this point.
Well, go
I
ahead.
respect your opinion, Ms. Rose.
You what?
I wanted to let you know that I respect your opinion.
Well, I respect yours too, but that didn't sound like, and if it didn't, and I misinterpreted, I apologize, that's all I can do. But it didn't sound like that to me, maybe I'm wrong, I'm big enough to apologize, like some people never apologize.
The other thing I'd like to do is make sure, I'm thankful for our staff for getting these extra things during the summer and all these extra activities. But I want to make sure that they understand that a lot of the students like me back in those days started in junior high when I got disenchanted with formal education, decided I was not going to college and I was just going to get by. It still affects us positively. We still remember that when you were wanting us and encouraging us to participate, even though when it came for summer, I didn't want to do anything during the summer except be in the woods, going fishing and whatever else. And I wasn't concerned, and my grades showed it. I took my parents, both teachers, my grandparents were teachers. I had good, good family situations, but I still didn't do very well. But those things still, I remembered them. The good teachers, my physics and advanced math class, the honors courses that we used to call them back then, that my parents made me take, that I made B's and C's, and we actually got a grade above what you actually made because they were so hard, and I still made E's and C's. And either 16 or 17 on the ACT. So, I just want us to make sure we don't give up on those students that we're seeing that don't seem to care, because they still do remember, and it does affect them. You are affecting them with your positive and your good energy, and having these extra curricular activities that they can do. So that's it.
Bill? Ms. Rose?
No.
I just want to thank everyone for the presence on tonight, and also all the presentations that were presented on tonight. I want to thank especially our counselors, Ms. Moses, Ms. Burton, your staff, doing an excellent job. All your principals, assistant principals, school staff, also the central office, everyone that made this year a successful year. I think we had a great year, and it showed over the years. It's been a while since things have been in the positive mode, and I think we've done excellent this year with all of that's taking place and all that's going on. I thank you for all of your time and your efforts for seeing the growth of our children, to make sure they're continuing learning and receiving we don't know what they're gonna do once they leave high school. But once they do leave, they should be productive citizens in the United States. Right? So we just thank God for that. And also, let's pay close attention to our sheriff camp that's coming up, Washington Library, and also the mini camp, the BCS, mini camp that's coming up. We want to also ensure that our children get a taste of it. Just get a taste of it. And when they get a taste of it, it will enhance the learning ability to catch on to decide what I want to do in life, what direction do I want to go. So I thank you all for that. Superintendent, thank you for allowing the growth of the school. And also, I just want to thank the board for tonight, allow me to, in the absence of our president, allow me to take this seat on tonight. And I thank you for your support. Thank you. Board.
Boy, I appreciate that, but I can tell you, I'm just a superintendent. The work is, when you're looking at all this, that's who do the work. That's who do the work. I'm just a leader, and I push and I give them the resources. But when it comes down, those are the soldiers on the ground. Trying to wait. So I appreciate all of you all for the work that you do. And I know it's not easy. I know y'all sometimes be in them office talking about me. Yes. As long as you get the job done, it don't matter. Because they, like I tell everybody, they talk about Jesus. I ain't no different. I said they talked about it. We have one come Carla McGee.
Yes, say your name.
Just okay.
You're not allowed out. Did you get my address?
1309 Shoalwood Drive, W-A-D, 70427. What else y'all need? Your name. Call them. First, I'm not gonna talk long because I'm gonna cry. So, but I first would like to thank Ms. Bro. You gave me this opportunity years and years ago, and I truly appreciate it. And you trusted me, and I hope I did a good job. And this is probably my last board meeting because I'm retiring. And I do love the district, but you think so or not. And I'm not going to get into a whole lot because it may upset me or other people. We can go shopping again if you come. You certainly can. So, I love all these people in the room. They're my good friends. I've worked with them for 37 years. And I love the district. And you know, you may see me again. I may be sitting in your time. You never know. I've been a good educator, and I've been a good employee. So, thank you for entrusting me to be the HR director. I hope I help people. Matter of fact, I know for certain years I was allowed to help people, and I did. And I hope whoever follows me will do the same. Because employees need somebody to go talk to sometimes. And maybe they don't file complaints because they're able to speak to somebody who encourages them to go back. It's a hard job to be a teacher. It's a hard job to be a leader. It's a hard job to be in schools. And it's a hard job to be at the district office. So I love you all, and I wish Douglas City Schools the
Meeting adjourned.
Mr. Matt wanna know who went to Dillon University.
Oh, nobody. I mean, who said nobody?
Yeah.
Nobody.